Sic vis pacem parabellum. If you want peace, prepare for war, because that's what Punisher Season 2 brings. Hello everyone, I just saw Punisher Season 2 on Netflix. How does it compare to Season 1? Well, personally, I still like Season 1 a bit more, but this has many good moments, many things to offer, even though it does suffer from a sophomore slump. Jon Bernthal, as always, is the definitive Frank Castle. I love him. He makes the role his own, and he gets more to do this season. Detective Madani returns, and she's much more complex than ever before. I really like the job she does in this. We also have a few new additions with the villains. John Pilgrim is played by Josh Stewart, who you may recognize from The Dark Knight Rises and the Collection/The Collector films. He does a very good job as this menacing kind of priest-preacher villain. We also have Georgia Wigman as this character named Rachel, who's this girl that's in danger that Frank Castle has to help. And that's where it starts off. It starts off in a very interesting place. Frank Castle has his record clear. He's a free man. He's not the Punisher. He's not a vigilante. He's trying to move forward in his life. But as always, either trouble finds him or he finds trouble. He must protect this young girl. A couple of mercenaries are after this young woman, and she's not given exactly the reasons why they're after her, but you know she's hiding something. So Frank Castle has to pretty much protect her and find out why these people are after her, and that's pretty much the catalyst for him coming back as the Punisher this season. In addition, we have Ben Barnes return as Billy Russo, aka Jigsaw. And with Jigsaw, I was really looking forward to see what they were going to do this season. Unfortunately, they don't go full Max series or like the other comic book incarnations for Jigsaw. He's disfigured, but not horribly disfigured, and it's not like a mob element. They do something very different. They kind of take a few embellishments and make their own incarnation of Jigsaw. It's loosely adapted from the comics. And I just keep on wondering, Netflix, like, can you just give us the Max series? Is it hard to just let yourself go balls out crazy and make a comic book show? I love how grounded it is, but don't go in and out. Go all the way, man. I want to see Punisher. I'm tired of people being powered down. I want to see him in the trench coat and skull. And we do get a bit of that, though. The action is very well done. Oh my god, the action is incredible in this with the choreography, different type of kills. Jon Bernthal makes the role his own, like I said earlier, but also Frank Castle feels more like the Punisher in this season than last season. I really love him in this. He has some brutal kills. He's kind of cold. But in addition, we get to see more of his humanity. We get to see his regrets, his reflection of the type of man he's becoming. You know, he always felt like he was better than the criminals he put down, but this season really shows us a Frank Castle who's questioning, am I better than anybody else I'm going after? Like, am I really a good person? Do I deserve redemption, you know? He almost feels like he's just like the criminals he goes after in this season. It's very interesting. I also like seeing his friend. They get a lot of stuff to do this season. And we also have the addition of Floriana Lima as this character named Krista, who's a psychiatrist that helps Billy Russo. She really is intrigued by his case and why he fears the Punisher, you know. This is a very different Jigsaw, and his memory's kind of scattered. He doesn't remember what happened, but he's a very damaged, psychologically broken character. Overall, I like the pace of this season. The first 4 episodes are very action-packed, and there's a lot of great moments of action, intensity, suspense. And I like the new villain setup of John Pilgrim and these kind of like alt-right neo-Nazi white supremacists who are working with Russians. So you can see they get a lot of stuff from the headlines, what's going on in our current political climate, and they put it into the world of the Punisher. And there's even stuff like War Journal here, Going Out West, that did stuff like that. And I like that. It brings like a relatability, a grounded approach that Marvel Comics does best in their comic books. And they do that for Punisher here. Is it as focused as last year? No, not really. It's kind of everywhere. The trailer made it seem like you're going to have both these evil forces combined to go after Frank Castle and this girl named Rachel. No. It's kind of 2 separate stories. It feels like there's a Billy Russo Jigsaw story, and then there's like John Pilgrim and this like group of people who are after this girl, and the both don't really connect. It's like 2 separate stories. There is a moment in the season where you're seeing both stories, and then they just focus on Jigsaw, and John Pilgrim and them are forgotten about for like 4 episodes. And it's kind of jarring because, you know, they do deal with an immediate threat first, but it's one of those things where they had a good momentum going with an antagonist and then they just drop him. And I have to say, as much as I love like the preacher priest-like ability, he's kind of like, holier than now and just really Old Testament. John Pilgrim is highly underdeveloped. He gets some development later down the road, but I really wish they developed the new villains much more. And because of that, the pacing of it feels slow. Netflix has always had a problem of series feeling too long, If they shortened the episodes and got more straight to the point, made it more concise, I feel like I would have enjoyed it more. And even though it's the same number of episodes, it didn't feel as streamlined, it didn't feel as focused as season one. Another thing, and this is kind of a spoiler, but Microchip is not in this season, and I really miss him. I'm glad he's safe with his family. I didn't want them harmed. They deserved peace, but even a cameo or something would have been good. His character is sorely missed in this season. But Detective Madani, I love her complexity in this, and her willingness to blur the lines. We also get an appearance from Karen Page in an episode, which I really love. And this is after Daredevil Season 3, so it's nice to get some closure between her and Frank Castle there. Overall, it leads to an exciting, emotional finale. And I do like how things end. It's a very different ending and kind of confrontation and conclusion than I expected, but it's still solid. So I give Punisher Season 2 a 4 out of 5 and a B. It didn't exactly live up to season one. Nothing was really going to beat that. That's like the best Marvel Netflix show, but I was kind of underwhelmed with everything. I was expecting it to be more Punisher, them to go more in line. Even though the action and everything was great, the performances were great, I think what really felt this season was the story and the writing. But it had its moments, and that last image, if you make it to the very end, it's very Punisher-esque, so to speak, and it makes me wonder what a season 3 would bring. But most likely, if it's going to follow the other Netflix shows, it might be canceled. So we'll have to see. If this is it for the Punisher, then I have to say it's great because, this isn't vengeance. This is punishment. And it was another solid season that had a beginning, middle, and an end. And if this is all we get, John Bernthal played a hell of a Frank Castle in seasons 1 and 2. And I have to say it's better than the past couple of movies. And I'm okay with that. I'm at peace with that. But, yeah. It had some flaws, but overall it had many moments to enjoy. So if you haven't seen seasons 1 or 2 of The Punisher, check them out. Check out this season if you're a fan of 1. It does deviate from the comics a bit and your expectations of where it's going to go, but it does have many solid moments to remember. So yeah, and the young girl Rachel has an Old Man Logan Last of Us vibe to it, and she's a good character, but she does get annoying after a while. She kind of comes around back at the end when you get to discover more about her and her backstory and why these people are after her. That's when it becomes interesting, and her and Castle have this bond, and he kind of becomes a father figure to her. He has a daughter to look after. So that's where it becomes interesting. But yeah, those are just my thoughts on the series. If you have seen The Punisher Season 2, let me know your thoughts on the show. Which season is your favorite? I still like Season 1, but just let me know your favorite moments from the season. What's your favorite season? Stuff like that. Feel free to follow me on the Stardust app at Fred Film Fanatic. I have all my Punisher reactions for each episode on there. And yeah, till next time, like, comment, and subscribe. Here are some more videos you can enjoy on my channel. This isn't vengeance. This is punishment.